Ever wondered how banks, especially those dealing with international transfers, actually move your money? It's not just a digital blip, there's a whole system behind it, and today we're diving deep into one crucial part of that system, relay banking. Specifically, we're tackling the question, how do you calculate in relay banking? Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty calculations, let's paint a picture. Imagine you're sending money from your account in Nigeria to a friend in Canada. Your local bank can't directly connect to your friend's bank across the ocean. That's where relay banking comes in. It's like a chain of banks, each one acting as a bridge, passing the funds along until they reach their final destination. Each bank in this chain is a correspondent bank to the others. Think of it like this: you give your money to Bank A in Nigeria. Bank A doesn't have a direct link to your friend's Bank C in Canada. So, they send the money through Bank B in, say, the US, which does have a relationship with Bank C. Bank B receives the funds from Bank A, takes a cut for its service, and then forwards the remaining amount to Bank C in Canada. Your friend finally gets the money. Now, the question of calculation in relay banking is multifaceted. It's not just one formula, it involves several key components. Let's break them down. 1. Exchange rates. If the transfer involves different currencies, the first crucial calculation is the exchange rate. Your Nigerian naira needs to be converted to Canadian dollars. Banks use current market exchange rates, which fluctuate constantly. They might also add a small margin, a spread, to this rate as part of their fee. So, the exchange rate isn't just the pure market rate, it's slightly adjusted by the bank. 2. Fees. This is where the calculation gets a bit more complex. Each bank in the relay chain will likely charge a fee for its services. These fees can vary significantly depending on the banks involved, the currency, the amount being transferred, and the speed of the transfer. There might be a flat fee, a percentage of the transaction, or a combination of both. These fees are often not transparent up front, which can be frustrating. You might see terms like outgoing wire transfer fee, receiving bank fee, or intermediary bank fee. These all contribute to the total cost of the transfer. 3. SWIFT charges. Many international transfers use the SWIFT network, a secure messaging system that facilitates communication between banks. SWIFT itself charges a fee for each message, and this cost is usually passed on to the customer. It's a small fee, but it's another piece of the puzzle. 4. Nostro and Vostro accounts. To understand the calculations fully, we need to touch upon Nostro and Vostro accounts. Nostro is Latin for ours, and it refers to an account that a bank holds in a foreign currency at another bank. Vostro is Latin for yours, and it refers to an account that a foreign bank holds with your bank in your local currency. Let's go back to our Nigeria-Canada example. Bank A in Nigeria might have a Nostro account in US dollars at Bank B in the US. This allows Bank A to easily send US dollars to Bank B. Bank B, in turn, might have a Vostro account with Bank C in Canada, denominated in Canadian dollars. These accounts are crucial for facilitating international transfers. The calculations involved here relate to how banks manage these accounts. They need to ensure they have sufficient funds in the correct currencies in their Nostro accounts to cover the outgoing transfers. They also need to reconcile these accounts regularly to track incoming and outgoing payments. 5. Value date. This is the date on which the funds are actually credited to the recipient's account. It's not necessarily the same as the date you initiated the transfer. The value date is important because it affects the interest calculations for both the sending and receiving banks. The time it takes for the funds to settle, the transit time, is another factor that can influence the overall cost of the transfer. So, how do you actually calculate the total cost? Unfortunately, there's no single, simple formula. The total cost is the sum of all the individual fees, the exchange rate margin, and any other charges levied by the banks involved. The best way to get an accurate estimate is to contact your bank directly and ask for a detailed breakdown of all the costs associated with the specific transfer you want to make. Transparency is key. One of the biggest challenges in relay banking is the lack of transparency regarding fees. It's often difficult to know exactly how much each bank is charging and where those charges are coming from. This is an area where the banking industry is slowly improving, with initiatives aimed at making cross-border payments more transparent. Example, simplified. Let's say you're sending 100,000 naira to Canada. The current exchange rate is 1 naira equals 0.0025 Canadian dollars. Your bank, Bank A, charges a 1% transfer fee. The intermediary bank, Bank B, charges a flat fee of $10. SWIFT charges $5. Exchange rate, 100,000 naira asterisk 0.0025 Canadian dollars per naira equals 250 Canadian dollars. Bank A's fee, 100,000 naira asterisk 0.01 is equal to 1,000 naira, converted to CAD at the same rate. 1,000 times 0.0025 is equal to 2.5 CAD. Total CAD before intermediary fees, 250 Canadian dollars plus 2 Canadian dollars and 50 cents equals 252 Canadian dollars and 50 cents. Bank B's fee, 10 Canadian dollars. SWIFT fee, 5 Canadian dollars. Total cost in CAD, 2.5 plus 10 plus 5 is equal to 17.5 CAD. Amount received by your friend, 250 Canadian dollars to 17.5 Canadian dollars equals 232 Canadian dollars and 50 cents. This is a simplified example. In reality, the calculations can be much more complex, involving multiple intermediary banks and varying fee structures. Relay banking is a complex but essential part of the global financial system. Understanding the basic principles and the factors that influence the cost of these transfers can help you make informed decisions when sending money internationally. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.